This is Kessben 93.3 FM, a new wave of excellence in radio.
I know. Yanko.
General, obviously, Menra UEFA Champions League in Ekoso. I think my team many did by Arsenal because their game against PSG for me was the toughest game Ekoso. And we in free honoma among for see the Saliba and Gabriel partnership on to John Terry, Ricardo Carvalho partnership. Frank Lampard and Anuatum. Now I can't agree with Lampard better. Meaning I agree 100%. Saliba and Gabriel omoya dear. But there's no silverware to show. And Eric Ten Hag said Manchester United team is in transition. Our transition was I say brebe. This is his third season. Team no transition. Until started transition when he took over. And as I started last season. When is he transiting from? And what is about Manchester United? The team is in transition. U goalkeeper a matured player. U centre backs here Maguire, Matthias De Ligt, Martinez, Dalu, Mazraoui. Which of these? Luke Shaw. Which of these guys are say Omususha? Now you are. Look at your midfield. And the Christian Eriksen what do you call it?
Fernandes.
Christian Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes. Look at it. Casemiro. Oh, yeah, transition. These are the guys that are transition. I think say Nimu Honum now because say relatively young guys. Ahmad, talk about. You can Garnacho, maybe Hoyland, Zeski, but hey, we don't see the transition. No question say, yeah, now sometimes it pissed me off when he says Waji 2 trophies. It makes you think that the guy doesn't know the team is coaching. If he knows Manchester United now coach here, League Cup, any FA Cup, you don't mention them as Waji 2 cups in 2 seasons. Yes, they are cups, but League Cup no crano. Emudro you're saying, FA Cup no emudro you're saying. For Manchester United, it is the Premier League, it is the Champions League. Forgetting say team now coaching is the most successful club in English football when it comes to the Premier League. So if you are not league now here the primary in Udi 8, you are telling people say the team is in transition and that young guys into that. Look, made me feel that interview it's also a confirmation of the fact that the guy doesn't know the team he's coaching.
Okay, I'm also content.
General, on himself, me Oma I'm usually like that. I don't rush in asking for the sack of a coach, but I think that Ten Hag. You see, if in your third season, you to me who one department, Rebecca say, "Oh, this department, they were ye, they are has in terms of personnel." United won a fair share of individual personnel because several coaches, Umano Dalu as your right back and as your left back, Umano Mazraoui, Umano De Ligt, Umano Maguire, Umano Martinez, Umano Lindelof to choose from. So build a solid back four. It shouldn't struggle. Metihai, you got your coffee and fine. But I think that on the evidence of what Amrabat gave us, I think it was waste of money going for you got sacrificing Amrabat. Because Amrabat ended the season very well and it shows he's adapting very well to the Premier League and deserved an extension for the next year. Instead, you bring in somebody, I think was a Benyani fit to be. Mika Chandi Nano say, at the point in time during the transfer window, people were hailing the signings of United. But I said it time and again, said none of them is a game changer in the United team. And Ushemupa, apart from Matthias De Ligt, none of them was going to walk straight into the starting 11. Not Lenny Yoro, not Yuga, not Zeski. None of them. And Abekasu or Uramunti will be beefy up the team. General. Me no free honoma.
More you player of the man too, so I'm German there.
Also, we play. Obviously, say in the kingdom of Sebi.
Rashford, Eriksen, and Garnacho, or Mensa.
Obviously, I think they will go for Rashford. For me, I will go for Rashford for the player of the month amongst the three. Yes.
Rashford.
Yeah, I'll go for Rashford. General, he's picking up, and he has to be encouraging.
Okay.
What in the last 3-4 games there's massive improvement as compared to the Odima season and the last season. And I think so. You'll be a Unyani Mojo backer. The team will gel. What has Christian Eriksen in the month? What has Garnacho done? In to share the nominees in the crowd, it tells you the sorry state of the team. Because Rashford, so a boy, a man nomination for player of the month, then how Kakra, what you know. I thought Ahmad would have been even a nominee.
Well,
Carvalho ni John Terry. You see, in global football, yenya partnership in central defense be brave. And a lot of them have done a lot. You talk about John Terry, Ricardo Carvalho. It was so iconic. Just like Vidic, Ferdinand. Yenya several partnerships in football. Saliba and Abrantia, your friend Gabriel Magalhaes, they are doing very, very well from last season. Even though had a number of goals that team Arsenal conceded. Arsenal, Arsenal pa and Kayana di Nimomo, say Omono control game no. Now Oma dominating possession here. But under Mikel Arteta, there are a good number of games that Arsenal be conceded possession, like Obejama opponent nabo. No close. And I say it will be after 2 goals and they decided Zombe manages spaces very well. PSG be ball now, but struggled. So we break a room cry expose even the back line. So one Arteta has done very well, but I think say near Saliba and Gabriel something I because what cherish it by it early days for anybody to compare them to JT and Carvalho. Okay. I agree with Frank Lampard says some person who they should win Lawrence. I think only in the winning FA Cup for Arsenal. In
the first season.
First season.
I don't think so. We must have big game out. Right. Big game on my bokra too pet. PSG match in the Bayern Munich match.
But say Premier League games there are several big
outside.
There are several Premier League games that are big, which they have played and played well. They've played against Chelsea, they've played against Man City, they've played against Liverpool, they've played against Man United, Newcastle, in the Premier League, but so kind of outside there. And they are yet to test a lot of venom from European world because Arsenal and Ankasano na Europe no corner anything. But then they played well against PSG. And Andy, Obaka said PSG is a big team. But who are the attackers of PSG now? Who are the attackers of PSG now? And to about here, the back four. The back
we are in an era where we rush and hype young players.
Yes.
We rush and hype.
So keep a clean sheet against Bakoli Nicolo Muani Munia there. And you get the
leaky cham.
David. They played against a big team, but not big attackers.
These players brought in may be good, but they need to settle. We watched Evra and Vidic when they came. Also, it took Sir Ferguson 6 years to get to become the most successful club. Okay? We need to take our time as supporters. The player of the month is Onana Eriksson. The player of the month, okay, Onana Eriksson and Garnacho. Nana Koku. Adumako Kwale, lawyer.
You see, and argument and Crofai be brave. But people have forgotten, say, because before Ferguson, Manchester United was not that big. Before Ferguson. Now United, a mu dry, na ntisi. Inti Ferguson be far a Manchester United team relatively. That time, na Liverpool at United mu. I think United had how many trophies? About 8 or 9. Now Liverpool were 18. And to look at the gap. Enti Ferguson Emma United abeye kesiye kokroko. Enti now when you take United which is bigger, abutra omunyama Ferguson, when United was a relatively smaller club, you might not get it this time. And over Premier League na year apart from Chelsea, within the past 2 seasons, United has spent than any other club apart from Chelsea. You know my last point here, just 1 minute. 1 minute, my last point. And some na choma ni kai no. I settle BBR. Also GD Vini Junior. And they say Ballon d'Or no mudimano. You know why I'm saying that? You see, in along the line. Na ye ka eye Mbappe. Na ye ka Jude Bellingham. Na ye ka Vini Junior as the main contestants for the Ballon d'Or. Now, if you get a French boy who is a teammate of Mbappe and also a teammate of Mbappe at Real Madrid and coming out to say, hey, Vini, as a trainer said, the family Real Madrid now think that Vini is the guy. I know the voting is already done, but for me, it is a confirmation of the fact that Vini Jr. is Ballon d'Or await.
Well, all right. Andy, Yemrem.
And I
say Arsenal.
Yes. You know, I'm first game, I'm a boy, I will beg on Uncle. It was a game, now Atlanta take you more chance and cause someone to win that game. Now back to the game at the Emirates against Paris Saint-Germain. Pierre Dinso first game against Girona. Uncle 90th minute and Nuno Mendes. A baller on go by almost 3 points. Clearly proud to this particular game. Na Lucho any player Dembele attack on the down on any issue. Also I'm respecting the teammates no decided to be drop on for this particular encounter. Into Obabe P no be a follow Ateta this season say you know one my different side of his methods out the pony game no. Can no say Franco di kaka na uni master say omo de e attack. Say you best omo kra na they don't care. They only need to be flexible and attack from all angles. But Social Mikel Arteta was upgrading the defensive side of his game. He against Manchester City. And after taking 2 goals, or some who the defensive side. Again, proud to this particular game. Lucho Kai say, oh, Ketim Baku, Europe, off the ball, excellency say you are talking about Arsenal. Now, Genoa. Adie Baku DPA Fonya or Champions League in recent times mupaye goalkeeper na friend Gigi Donnarumma no or the mo agisa amfem Genoa e fa mu ana o ma ba be pass enti look at the height look at the goal first goal no kwan Kai Havertz fa so pin ball ne fa now check the second goal hwe be a Bukayo Saka gina ball no people can argue say Thomas Partey and other players no but he wasn't proactive and we should be no gina ball ne fan you expect him at least at his level ne more the body betimi asready in that but unfortunately o consider a second goal at the 80 your friend Arsenal and you know after that Arsenal organize very very well. One issue about PSG team when they say coach I friend Lucho started 3 midfielder general all possessing the same qualities. Ventina, Oshe, Zahil, Emery, now I can abrant your friend Joe Neves. Nyina easy optional passes with unnecessary circulation. Dominance and Fashema. Prep board. It was so strange to see Fabian Ruiz on the bench because Fabian Ruiz different style, different dimension to other players now. Able no. It at a point almost a PhD team a passable but the final touch, the final delivery, the link up play up front were clearly missing because during a team by a year Amba Bradley Bakola and one player will be improve Arsenal defense this season. Julian Timbers and a Calafioli so I saw the Ama Yuri Dori into Quina and Lee so any anymore. No move right, no move left. One thing about the Arsenal team is that they look organized, they look disciplined, and she say as a team when they are defending the pattern. Now they have Martinelli and Bukayo Saka on also link up with Leandro Trossard. supporting Thomas Partey and Declan Rice. Now Declan Rice is not training how it's progressive now. No one who say PSG for now clearly looking miss bite and more like progressive ball from midfield to attack. And it was a well-planned strategy for a coach a friend Mikel Arteta. And you know, at the end of it all, no, the 3 maximum points now he almost at me Saka say ono omo kasa o dressing room o ka kire omo say this time the omo so omo team ni first game na nkoyi into omo nya bibi to their fans na fans no any nye and exactly adia omo ye against Paris Saint-Germain many awo ha ne wunyina ya adwene say PSG attack na de no anu aye mre pa because column 1 in mo no ekura bae no try say o ye bibi I think Slavko Vincic referee no gina mfifi January he was a bit biased towards PSG because column 1 the ball now train ehwe no for me that was a foul and Tima your friend no PSG na penalty that was ignored but in all Arsenal were the better side defensively in terms of midfield omu control on and off the ball and in terms of attack no omu taking the chances that came their way until Arsenal were the better side and January no omu deserve some more. Okay, now to Munji Stadium. You know, Barcelona is team. Anytime be a obu se Sarah Moka a lead in on chese e koye. So what you be to Serafina? O checking the technical qualities, then the capacity. Now checking the confidence level. Now they compare other Sarah Moka or my lead Barcelona na need the end of fem kakra. But with Hansi Flick, last season was an average performance. But with Hansi Flick, who say o take a leadership role within the Barcelona team. And young boys first game against Aston Villa and Koye 3-0. Until Ubabe Piemo Munji in the Genoa an emphatic 5 for FC Barcelona at home and Genoa. Rafinha again, he was the man of the match. And I think say unya experienced coach na onim dia or share the quality of players that are available no address a strategy to get the best out of those players. And then transitional play, link up play, creativity in the absence of Daniel Olmo, even before Daniel Olmo bano, Pedri mo support Rafinha. There be a man who right difficult to stop them. But Genoa, any power taking center stage, say any leadership role, our Barcelona team near Rafinha and 5-0 no. Genoa last game Abasa Lusu you know, Obia bu coach and say well pick the right player for the game and then Abasa chair say no mu deserve say omu team extra 5. Genoa any games no. And the 2 quick games na me hwe na me de aka ma so ho Aston Villa against Bayern Munich omo beko Villa Park ne no ani beje say omo for a long time omo nya team meet say Bayern Munich amo ba be pibu omo ho Bayern 2 teams ni na say wo check weekend omo games omo boy e wo league ma obi abo draw Bayern bo 1-1 with the classic against Dortmund and the team my friend Villa so against FC Town and on mobile 2-2 into be a victory in that particular game. But company ko any more de bono so na de do a so any ewutima your friend Bayern Munich. So she games and say about wa force the Rafael Guerrero abebo right back. And na Odi Davis aba left. Was settle on Kim in J Dayo Pemikano a midfield of some Chakemeka aba midfield bill. And you know omo ja Palina so ho and their Pavlovich also a part of the team. And in attack, Michael Olise were right, Omo Jema Muzela, Omo Hurricane, and a Serge Gnabry and so on. Into a team, all attacking team with experienced players are more consistent within the Bayern setup in recent times, and Omo the young talented players are become. So we have Villa team now. Who now Emery the problem on the team they say a quite any team named Dodo. And the team I will say, and Pempino almost off the ball, Omo Ding. Omo ye team omo bo game to say board ye na mom de nti ufo bi say Ezrekosa ofa obi eti say Lucas Dean. You talk about the last game of Diego Carlos ne Pau Torres a midfield of Amadou Nana and then Yuli Telemans Belgium phone bi no ne jam finfin Leon Bailey on the right Morgan Rogers and Genoa no about Oli Watkins with Jacob Murphy on the left in a 4-2-3-1 and on also Eddie Ram obia dim Hurricane ewo performance at Genoa or Dima against Dynamo Zagreb almost share 9 goals to 2. You can say in the Champions League group stage, the masters now are Manchester City and Bayern Munich. Into no mushia, Genoa now you backline me. The problem I had Diego Carlos in return times will be him say Inji. But if you have Diego Carlos and Pau Torres, you have at least central defenders are very, very good, and the defense, Genoa, I think is okay. But the midfield bit me sustaining pressure now. Midfield the Baba. Who is there at the back line to stop Muzela? One is stopping Olize and Genoa. Hurricane, the two centre backs, the energy and the quality to sustain the pressure. Obube play Hurricane out, a honey baby Unai Emery, Ejina, and Obi Oni Unai Emery Biano. When it comes to the Europa Cup, master. When it comes to the Champions League, you cannot trust him. But the game back, oh boy, the Modibo TV so any Emma Otimi in the 3 match 1 points. But we a game I'm a tape by Munich said, or Mubitimi away no Villa Park. Real Madrid airport against Lille. Air France. Bruno Ginaccio team no, and so a team. What body or the 3-back plan? And or the area in this particular game, and not so much because you himself say, oh, Lila. Ahodi amu say omu produce talented players. No omu dey buy England and na Europe no ma ba bejiska. Until the Champions League in itself a platform e dey mo omu say the be ya the 1 or 2 players omu nyo omu pesa omu showcase omu to the European game no omu dey omu ba. Team no ye team a enye team a build with so much quality. Jonathan Davis a chewo ho and the other teams in Europe for the last 2 seasons are chasing this Barcelona so ho omu the likes of Alexandre Gomez Andrew Gomez Portugal no ball Valencia or Bebo Everton or also that team Thomas Meunier former PSG former Borussia Dortmund or Michel Baka formerly of Paris Saint-Germain in 2019-2020 they rode to Portugal on another the left back Enema PSG and a host of other talent players the likes of Diakite the likes of Asia Mendy or we need the guys on the a real team no. Mbappe likely to start, but other Goulet and Hendrick are likely to start in this particular game. Said you Obian in Madrid. Said these teams in recent times and the unbeaten streak no Makono, Lille any a team to stop them. Liverpool airball against Bologna. Again Liverpool echo Italy. And Omkoshe AC line by 3 goals to 1. And Omo transfer that Bologna. Win your game Liverpool bet break because Omo fire. Any ejana or maso, any goals no motion. I don't think Bologna is a team to stop them. Until may call for a win for team my friend a Liverpool. And Atletico Madrid, Leipzig, way a game any class will be messy. Off the ball and on the ball. But I think the ATM F4 moments were shown this season. They are yet to be defeated. And I may take ATM so almost beat me a slim win against Leipzig.